And slowly open the eyes.
I have a doubt and I want to ask, what has to be our focus? When I want to create a future, a new story starting again, so the focus have to be in what I want to achieve in the future, and from then to continue from me to that focus, or is better to have the focus in the present moment and let life to flow, for us to flow with life, and whatever will arrive, will arrive.
Que vendrá, siga mi camino. Okay, I have an answer for you. It's vital you're in the present moment. That is vital. But that doesn't mean you don't have a focus. You can have a clarity or a desire, and you put it out to the universe, and you move into action. But you don't move into action with a rigidity, like you've got blinkers on. So all you can see is the goal. Because the goal is what you're being in each moment, what you're experiencing in each moment. So you move into action, but you're profoundly present. Because sometimes we think the path's there. And if we're really rigid and something opens here, which might be a much quicker path or a better path, we're not aware of it because we're being exigente. We're being extreme. We're being exigent. So, once you decide, it's clear. You stay focused, but you stay focused from a place of present moment awareness and also surrender. Because sometimes we have an idea of what we want, but it's not what we need. And if we trust and we're present, we can open to something much bigger, something better. You know, when I left Australia, I had everything planned, you know, because I was a planner. I was goal-orientated. I got what I wanted, blah, 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 blah. And I learned to surrender. And my plans were a joke compared to what happened, you know. And I think it's very important to allow things to unfold. Okay, so you maintain your focus, but be open. Be open. And that's the secret. Because that rigidity doesn't define you in each moment. It defines you in a future moment. It's like you walk to the top of the mountain with your eyes closed and you miss the whole journey. You know? And you have to be clear too. You know, life's an experience. It doesn't really matter where you go. It's a new experience. You're always creating an experience. Oh, I got distracted. Oh, I went over here. Oh, and I had this experience. Oh, and I got distracted again. And I went over here. Oh, I had a new experience. Oh, what was it I was doing? Oh, yeah, I was doing this. And you come back. You keep coming back. But life's a multitude of experiences. You know, we've been taught that it's a goal. So we try to plan our lives. Because our happiness is in a future moment. You know, when I grow up, when I graduate, when I get married, when I have children, when I succeed, when I retire, always in a future moment. And happiness has to be in this moment. This moment defines who I am. Don't wait until you die to be happy. Oh, so exhausted, now I'm happy. It's this moment.
And the other? Which one is the witness? Who is the witness?
You. The greatness of who you are. That's the witness. It's that place of silence. It's that place of peace. That permanent place of joy. It's your divinity. This is your humanity, your duality. So at some point, you will be able to sit here and witness your human experience. In this moment, it doesn't make sense, but it will make sense. Okay, because when you start to sit in this space, you'll start to see that that space is always there. Then you'll start to watch the mind, the repetitions of the mind, the thoughts. Who's watching the thoughts? The witness. Because you're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're so much more.
I want to ask you, how to surrender more to silence and to know nothing?
You know, I think surrendering to the silence, it becomes a joy. Because when we talk about silence, it's internal abundance. Now, the head always wants control. And when we surrender the control, we start to experience this internal relief. Okay, and we start to enjoy to sit there. And from that space, all the answers come. All the unanswered questions. You can't think your way to them. They have to come from within you. And the way to find the answers is to let go of the control and to allow, and everything starts to come. Realizations. And it's something we don't know. Because consciousness is the unknown. It's not knowledge. It's not from the past. It's from within. It's permanent. It's absolute. But we have to experience it ourselves. And in order to experience it, we have to let go and keep surrendering back, going back, going back. And see the addiction to the head too, to thinking and suffering and worrying and the judgments of self and of others. And it's exhausting. So when we start to come here with the facets, it's like, oh, I'm just going to be here. Here, present in the moment, and enjoying. Just a constant surrender and letting go of control. Yeah? Good.
When I come here, I feel connected. I like this experience. I came few times and I feel like at home. But when I leave and I try to maintain my focus, I maintain it for a while. But then I don't know what happens. They start getting like automatic, robotical, sometimes I feel. And say, wow, it's long since I don't unify. It's long since I don't maintain focus. So my question is, how to maintain committed with myself?
It's a choice. You know, this is not a Band-Aid. And people use it like that. Oh, I feel bad. I feel stressed. Oh, I'm going to go to the Isha Center. Oh, I feel good. I'm going home. I'm never going to stop unifying. Every day, I do an hour. I'm thinking the facets. Then I'm doing half an hour. Oh, then I'm getting hooked into a television program. And before I know it, I don't feel so good, no? True? Well, you have to see that. You have to be loving with you. You have to find discipline. Because, yes, it's a commitment to stabilize perpetual consciousness, so it's there all the time. It's a commitment. And you have to keep unifying. So this keeps expanding. And you get to a point where you won't feel comfortable if you're not within yourself. Because what's the difference between living in consciousness and not? Firstly, when you're in touch with consciousness, you feel an internal force, no? You feel good with you. You make choices based in love. But when you're out of yourself, you're running ahead, looking for approval, getting hooked into your addictions, abandoning yourself. And you have to get to the point where you're addicted to this experience. You know, the only thing I'm attached to is my consciousness. You could take anything, but my consciousness is the most beautiful thing that exists. And it sustains me in love. And it's the most important thing. And you have to value that because it's who you are. So it takes discipline. You know, it's like anything. You know, if you join the gym and you go for a week, nothing much is going to happen, no? Oh, but I took the card for a year. You have to still go. You have to do it. You know, and you need to have reminders. Watch what you're consuming. Watch things about consciousness. Read things about consciousness. Have the desire for consciousness. You know, when you focus on consciousness, everything comes so easily. So easily. When you're out of yourself, you're always struggling. There's always dramas, there's always problems. And you have to start to see that. Good. It's just about focusing, a little bit of discipline.
My question is, when I unify, I fall asleep. And always, almost always, the last times I unified, I had a horrible nightmares, dreaming with people I don't want to know about. I never dreamed before with those people, never those sceneries that are the worst thing that can happen to me. And I want to ask you, what does it mean having after unification to have this dream, if it's normal or I'm getting mad?
I imagine you getting mad. But it's okay. Girls always win. When you start to move stress, and we move a lot of stress when we're sleeping, you know, and it's always a mix of everything. It might not have anything to do with your reality. It might be a movie you watched, something you heard, and it's all mixed together. And it's not important. It just signifies that you're moving stress. And this is one of the good things about the system, is that you keep moving even when you're asleep. And when you stop moving and you don't dream, you don't have stress. Like I never dream. At night, never. I don't have any dreams. If I eat a lot and fall asleep unifying in the middle of the day, maybe. But in sleep, I have no dreams. So it's always the stress moving. It's the job of the body and the mind to move the stress.
It happens with my partner, with Danny, that sometimes I don't know if I'm breaking a fear, saying my truth, or throwing on him my stress.
Well, you know, before you talk, you need to move. That's what's important. Because, yes, often you're moving stress and you vomit it onto your partner, and then it creates drama, and then there's anguish and blah, 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 blah. So it's better if you have a judgment or something you need to say, move your stress before and then talk from your heart and be clear. Is this important? Or is it just me trying to provoke? To get attention, to feel important. Maybe I'm not feeling loved enough. You know, maybe I'm not getting enough attention. There's all these aspects. But if you move the stress firstly and you take responsibility, you'll have clarity about whether you need to say something or not. But see this place where you feel you're going to be abandoned. You have to take responsibility for that. But also you have to have the capacity to talk without that fear. So move everything and then speak. Look for support and then speak. Yeah?
When I'm unifying, the controlling voice that plans in my head becomes very intense. Planned conversations, sceneries, and everything. And I go to a facet, and I don't notice, and I'm back in my planning. I want to know how to get a little bit lower volume to that voice.
You know, the thing is, when you're moving stress, the head goes like this. Facet, facet, facet. Move the stress. See if there's something physical to move. And then you'll have moments where it's very calm and peaceful, and then the stress will start moving again. You know, this is a very fast process. And the body and the mind are a unit. So when the body is moving stress, the mind has to move out in thoughts. And your thoughts are planning. It's okay. That's your thoughts. But just keep coming back with the facet. Coming back with the facet. You know, the objective of this intensive is not to find peace. It's about cultivating an experience of peace that's permanent. Okay, so when you leave, you've left all this rubbish behind, and when the energy comes down, you'll start to feel better, like, oh. So you expand, contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, because this is an intensive. Lots of energy, lots of unification, lots of focus, safe place to move. So everything comes up. Imagine, most of these people never cry, never think about anything. We're in robot mode, no? And here everyone's crying, everyone's remembering everything, everyone's angry, because it's a recycling plant. And you need to remember that. You know, it's not a monastery where you're all going to sit like little Buddhas with no feelings.
It happens to me that I have judgments in having sex with somebody that I'm not in love with. And I want to ask you about that.
You know what? What does it matter? This is an idea in your head. Oh, well, I'm attracted to someone. I want to have sex. And so you have sex. What happens? Nothing. You're in that moment. You're being intimate with that person. You're being loving. That's nice. You know, sex isn't important. It's like money. It's got too much importance. Oh, it has to be this and it has to be that. And if it's not an addiction, it doesn't matter. You know, if you're addicted and every time you see someone attractive, you have to have sex with them, well, maybe you have a problem. And you need to go a bit deeper. But if you just have sex with someone because you find them attractive, what does it matter? Your mother's shocked, look. What sort of a guru are you? A very liberated guru. Yeah. You know, just enjoy your life. Stop with the shoulds and the shouldn'ts. If you're not hurting anyone, if you're not hurting yourself, what does it matter? Life's to be lived. Have many experiences, and ultimately, you'll always look for love. You'll always want to be intimate. You'll always want that, because you will become that. But you're young. Have fun. Use the condom.
Thanks for sharing your energy. Question. Maybe it's weird, but can you define love?
Love's an energy. And it's within us. And when we anchor in unconditional love, we take that love into everything. Okay, it's not like romantic love. It's unconditional. It's the greatness of who we are. And it's an incredible experience. That's love. It's a very deep energy. It's a very nurturing energy. It has no fear. It just is. And it's containing everything. It's experiential. And it has no duality. It's just love. That energy that's within everything.
How do you do to look so good?
Ay, gracias. It's the love, honey. Gracias.
Come visit our webpage for books, movies, and our wonderful retreat centers. Isha's simple yet powerful system is transforming lives around the world.